The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 163. Nasdaq's off 10. S&Ps are up 12. Gold contract down $20, trading $19.58 an ounce. You got silver down 94 cents, $27.07 an ounce. Light sweet crude off 28 cents, $42.48 a barrel. Notes and bonds. 10-year note up 1 tick, trading 139.15. The 30-year up 9 ticks at 176.20. And King Dollar. King Dollar rejected lower price out here yesterday, folks. Up 435 ticks. Jumped back inside the higher range. We'll see whether it can hold 92.773 on King Dollar. The euro's at 118. The yen is out here at 106.16, and the British pound is at 133 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, we got a sacrilege happening out here today, man.
What's up with
Bottom
that Nasdaq?
It's, hey, listen, man, this is the end of the world. We got Apple trading down $4, which is absolutely unheard of. You know, but better basically call in the gang ASAP. We have Tesla trading down $33, and we got Zoom trading down $38. Big deal, right? It's up 30%.
All these huge high. I was going to say, all these huge high flyers, man, they all said, whoa, maybe we got a little bit ahead of ourselves in the last 24 hours, it seems like.
Yeah, I think Kevin Hinks was putting put spreads on these things.
How many sell orders we got there this morning?
Let's go find out. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks at TD Ameritrade. Think or Swim, as we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, folks, you want to understand the option market, option strategies, futures, great program, 11 to 12 every trading day. If you haven't test-driven yet the Think or Swim platform, very easy to do. You're on the site, hit the button, bring it up. You allow you to trade with paper money. You can follow Kevin and his team every trading day. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. You know, it's another, this is, without a doubt, the best trading summer that I remember in my 30-some year career.
Yeah.
I've never remembered volatility like this in a summer. The week before Labor Day, it's insanity.
There's no doubt. And, you know, Kevin, yesterday it was pretty cool. You know, we were talking about the volatility, and you were bringing up the wings. Everyone's buying the wings. And
yes.
It was the first time that I ever heard, and they had in the journal, I think it was, well, actually, it was yesterday's journal, but I read it last night. The wings and the bellies. I mean, this has never been, I guess, the futures months are so skewed, right, that we've never had a spread that's that dramatic. And it's interesting, though. It's the October one, so it's actually before the election, right?
Exactly. Well, I mean, think about it, Tom. The volatility will stay high into the election, into that event.
Right.
Leading up to that. So the month of October could be crazy.
Yeah.
You know, let's face it. It could be a pretty crazy trading month, as the numbers will probably swing back and forth, and there'll be a fair amount of uncertainty. And, you know, people that the markets don't really like uncertainty, and volatility will. That's why, you know, you're still looking at a VIX as high as it is right now. I mean, the VIX is still staying. I mean, a week before Labor Day, and the VIX is staying at these levels. It's just incredible. I was looking at Apple's implied volatility this morning. Apple's implied volatility is trading almost to 60.
Wow.
That is historically incredibly high for a historical perspective on Apple. But that presents opportunity.
Sure. You know? Right. Now, you can see, you know what's intriguing, Kevin, too? You know, folks, okay, so picture, you know, the option market, you know, if I, you know, dial back, you know, basically, actually, it's sad when I think about it, 20 or 30 years. You know, the reality there was that they were always claiming, the SEC and everyone else, that all options are more, you know, dangerous, wrong word, than in equities and all this, and you had to go through all these hoops and everything. And I never could figure that out anyway, because it was always like, hold it, man, it's defined risk. What are we talking about?
Exactly.
And the expansion in option trading, I mean, I can picture, like, even 4 or 5 years from now, I mean, it's overtaken equity trading right now, but it's like, because we're talking penny wide on many of these, it's like, if you're trading instead of investing, why would you be buying equities versus buying the option? I mean, it's
and the thing is, in a lot of instances, Tom, the options give you more delta liquidity than the actual underlying stock does.
Yes.
Right, and you get better in the options.
Right.
And so it used to be, we made a market that was related to the liquidity in the underlying.
Right.
And we made a market based on that. I can't sell you 10,000 deltas if I look on the screen and I can only buy 2,000 deltas on the screen to hedge it. So, but now you can trade. It's my opinion, my professional opinion, that the edge has flipped over to the retail side.
Yeah.
In terms of because the markets are so tight, and you get to choose what strategy you want to do, right? It used to be you get to choose the strategy, I get the edge on the strategy. Now the edge is gone, and you still get to choose the strategy. So I think the advantage has swung over to the retail side for sure. Now it's given markets have gotten a little wider over the last 2 years, but still the liquidity is still strong in these markets.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And what has happened, folks, is that market participants are trying to figure out, are there so many calls that are being bought that's driving the market in general?
Right.
And they're all great theories, Kevin. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so intriguing when you read, and you say, okay, because I can totally understand that one, because the bottom line is if the market participants get, over their head, well, you got to get as close to delta neutral as you can, right? I mean, so. And
it's those wings, it's those far out options, both puts and calls, that are starting to trade more, and people are buying protection. I mean, think about it. If you have a hedged short portfolio right now, which probably a lot of people do, how do you hedge that, Tom? You got to buy calls.
Yeah.
Right? If you have a long portfolio, how do you hedge that? You got to buy puts.
Right.
So both those wings, the far out moves, the expectations of large percentage moves are what's trading a lot in this environment, and not just in the indices. It's trading in the individual names as well.
Yeah, I was seeing that the single stock, option market has turned into a monster in a great way, but there's no doubt.
And believe me, when I say things are crazy, I want your viewers to understand. When I say things are crazy, that's crazy in a beautiful way.
Yes.
That's crazy like you don't ever turn the screens off. Crazy.
There's no doubt. That's like I use the word sick. Sick to me is a good word, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Folks, right here, 45 minutes from now, you want to understand the option market, strategies, futures, 11 o'clock. Kevin, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the program.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow up 178. NASDAQ is down. NASDAQ is flat. S&Ps are up 15. We'll come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 205, NASDAQ is up 10, S&Ps are up 16. What's pretty intriguing, Tom, too, is that, we get the Dow up a couple hundred, but, Europe has been up big this morning. It's surprising that this S&P actually couldn't hold price up here. You get Europe up from 1.2% the FTSE, which has been the weakest index, to the DAX at a full, 1.96 right now, but it was up 2.2 a little bit earlier.
Definitely, I know. Huge moves over there for sure, and that's the reason why I think you saw our S&Ps so high overnight.
Yes.
To kick things off at least, and then selling off a little bit on the open. But yeah, I mean, I see you got the NDX up there. I mean, some of these pullbacks, man, that I went over it this morning. The one that blew me away, and it makes sense it sold off originally, was DocuSign the most. If you pull up DocuSign, man, they were trading at about $220 on the end of business on Monday. They open at $250 on Tuesday, having to do with Zoom's earnings. You trade up to $270 by the end of day Tuesday, and you trade above $290 this morning. And I was saying, folks, no matter what you think they're going to come out with in numbers, the stock just went up 32% in basically one trading day Tuesday, 2 overnight sessions being Monday and Tuesday night, okay? And it was up 32%. Like, I don't care what you think they're going to come out with here. You better conquer the world if you got 32% price appreciation in the last 36 hours of trading. And then what does it do? It sells off 10% in a heartbeat on the open, man, as a little bit of sanity takes over, I think, on the price action. Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt. And the differential, just so Zoom was growing at 114%. I think it's only like 30 or something. Yeah, 36%. So, both very strong companies. Oh, yeah. Perfectly positioned. But just like you're saying, it's like, there's already a lot of price appreciation in these equities. Then you got the 32% upside in that it just ran in 24 hours almost. Because all of them did. CrowdStrike has earnings tonight, and you saw them trade from 120 up to almost 160. Same thing, okay? Monday you were trading at 120. The end of the day you're trading at 125. You were trading at 158
before the market opened and you made it down, you almost lost $30. You almost lost 20% on CrowdStrike. They're come out with their numbers tonight after the bell. So be careful about these equities, man. Like Kevin said,
I have to say this, okay? And you thought you were gambling. No, you didn't think you were gambling when you're playing poker, okay? But my point is, right, isn't it bizarre? To me, it's bizarre that the equity market in general, right, that you have to understand probabilities, because when you I'm not talking about playing slots or something, but let's say playing poker versus this. Poker is probably easier than playing this when you get stocks that are moving like that.
Well, it depends, right? So here's what I'll say when I hear the word gambling, right? Most people have a negative connotation with the word gambling in their mind, because we associate gambling with only negative expectation games, like slots, craps, roulette, any game a casino offers you where you are playing versus the casino is a negative sum game, number one, and it's a negative expectation game, okay? And that's why people say, you have a gambling problem. You know, I used to play a lot of poker, and you say, people would say, do you think, you ever think you have like a gambling problem? I say, yeah, I love to gamble. I have a real problem with making money. You know, that's seriously what you say. So the stock market is the same thing, in that you better believe you're gambling. But many times, if you're a good trader, you're a smart trader, you're making, educated, wise decisions with good risk reward, you're gambling with positive expectation in the long run, okay? And that's the difference. You definitely are gambling, especially when you're short-term trading, okay? But most of the time, you can do it with a positive expectation. Same thing as in poker. The problem is most people here are gambling, and they think, betting the house on red 23. Which is not a smart move, folks. But that's where But you better believe it, man. Exactly. Especially with these types of moves we're getting in these equities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whisper number. We get oil.
We sure do, man. Oil inventory is coming up in about 8 minutes. Oil selling off a little bit with the market from 43 to 42.28. So you got distillates up there first. Can you slide down to number 22? One more, 22. You're accrued now.
Okay. There we go.
There we go. So, a little bit of
the survey number's 2 million, and they is that 2,000? No,
you got it. 2 million.
That's 2 million there, and the whisper number's 5 million. That's quite a draw.
Yeah, so they're looking for quite a drawdown. I'm not sure where the number came in last night for the ADP or whatever comes on. I'm confusing it, but
the API, yep.
API, thank you.
Oh,
must have been a little bit of a draw.
Let's see this thing. So this is telling me that oil wants to go lower. That would be saying that there'd be less of a draw.
That would. What are you going to throw in there?
Okay, so whisper number, I'm going to put minus 1.5.
Nope, back off a zero. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So we're looking for less of a draw maybe than the market might think, which will mean more oil in the market in general, bigger supply. People are going to be willing to
down, right?
You got it. People are going to have
to go to $39, and you're at $42.30 right now.
Yeah. Hey, jumping around completely, can we jump over to Verizon?
Yes.
Because can you pull up some news on them? They did a deal, it seems like, with Dish this morning. Talk about an acceleration. Verizon, not really one of the more volatile stocks. Great stock, great dividend stock out there for anybody looking for, a little bit of consistency, dividend out there. But they're getting a pop this morning on the fact that they're teaming up with Dish, and they're going to use their technology to allow people to, basically tap into untapped advertising on Dish. The market
Ad inventory, yep.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Verizon Media expanding its omni-channel programmatic platform today, announcing advanced TV partnership with Dish, in which Verizon's media demand-side platform will provide automated access to Dish's household addressable ad inventory. The deal enables advertisers to access traditional linear channels alongside pure play, I'm not sure what this means, CTV/OTT media, including Sling TV, driving meaningful connection and monetization across channels at scale.
So that's similar to what I read, and I think that's their press release, and it's the only thing out there. And what I found interesting too in there is that they're saying we're watching 10% more TV year over year, man. 9.3% to be exact. 229 minutes a day. That's a lot of TV, man. Hopefully, now TV can fall into two categories. It can eat your brain away, or it can provide some information. Hopefully, some of that's
20 minutes.
4 hours, man.
A day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, like I said, I mean, I watch a ton of TV, man. A lot of it is Tiger TV, or maybe some Bloomberg TV.
Oh, is that
a little bit of a different.
I guess it is. Oh my God, yeah. I'm
a little bit of a different deal, right?
Yeah.
But
I just leave my phone in my back pocket going.
Right.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff, though, when you think of a company like Verizon just kind of chugging along, and then you get a pop. I was just kind of see if you had any more info, but even on the Bloomberg, not too much more info than just that. Yeah.
Stay right there, folks. Tom and I are going to be coming right back. We'll get those oil numbers for you. Dow Industrials right now are trading up 220. The Nasdaq's up 16. S&Ps are up 18.5. We'll come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Here's a whopper of a number. Crude inventories fell 9.36 million barrels.
That's a big one.
Gasoline, 1.8. No, gasoline just says 1.8%. Yeah, monster number out here. Monster. There he is.
Yeah, and it looks like crude's getting a little bit of a pop. We're up, just pennies, but 42.47 right now on light sweet crude.
That's pretty weird if that's all it can do, man.
Yeah, the API number was a slight indication, but still crude. I mean, we were just at 42.21, almost coming into that number. I'm looking at 15-minute bars. We end the 10:15 bar. We were as low as 42.21. We're trading at 42.56 right now.
Wild.
Yeah.
So inside, so what you have out here today, I mean, this is like, and in the Tigers den and, in the YouTube den, they're always talking about whack-a-mole. And this is the perfect situation out here today. You got some of the high flyers that are down, right? Zoom, Tesla, DocuSign, rather. And then all the chip stocks took over. You got NVIDIA up 4.5% or $25. AMAT's up 4%. Lam Research is up 4%. NVIDIA is just a monster out here, and this has to do with, I guess they debuted their they unveiled new gaming chips, which seen as a positive that will maintain the company's position as the secular winner in the semiconductor space.
Yeah, it might have to do with graphics cards as well. Maybe they call them gaming chips. I'm not sure. I think our man Dave White had a Tech Insider update out earlier talking about this. That's usually his weekly update. But yeah, technology, man, marching on. Graphics cards, the whole deal.
Another stock that's up 200% since March.
Seriously, man. Hey, how about we got to talk about gambling? Did you hear about the one and only Michael Jordan?
DraftKings, yeah.
So DraftKings pairing some of those gains, but still up about 6.3% on the news that he's joining their board. DKNG is their symbol, and we were all the way up to 43.74 though, so we gave back some of that from the overnight.
So how does DraftKings work, Tom? How does this work?
So DraftKings is the fantasy football site that started originally, right? So you bet on the fantasy game, you pick your lineup, you put in $25, you compete against 2,000 people. If your players score more than the rest, right, you're drafting fantasy lineups.
I see.
But as online gambling has exploded, they are going to turn into a straight-out bookie, man. It's going to be all the above. When they're operating in
right from good old Boston, Massachusetts. It makes sense.
Well, yeah, but Boston is not legal yet, I don't think, for online sports betting.
No, I'm just saying that's where they're headquartered.
Okay, sure.
That's what it's saying here.
Yeah. Where it is legal, though, is New Jersey, Atlantic City.
Okay.
Nevada, of course, and I believe Delaware might be in there as well. When the World Series of Poker was going on this summer, I know a lot of people that play some pretty serious online poker, and all you had to do was drive over the city limits in New Jersey to be able to compete for a World Series bracelet. So you had some guys. One of the coolest stories out there was a young kid. He's a streamer. So he does Twitch, right? You stream your online play.
Okay.
So what he did was he had to be. You got to be in the city, the state limits. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are. You got to be in the state limits. They geo-track you, okay, for where you are. And so what he did is he rolled up to a Whole Foods, I believe it was, sat in the parking lot, jumped on their Wi-Fi, and won himself a World Series of Poker bracelet, streamed it live, $175,000 in the process. And he's live tweeting it as he says, I'm pretty sure people are showing up for work. It's 7 in the morning, East Coast time. I'm sitting in the parking lot of Whole Foods, and I'm playing for $175,000. But that's how it works, man. You just got to be in the city limits, state limits, I keep saying. But hopefully that expands, because as I just talked about, lobbying is everything. For some reason, horse betting is completely legal. You want to go spend $10,000 on your credit card, and horse betting, folks, you can do it on any state in the country. Somehow, poker, they don't think that suffices. So hopefully that changes at some point.
That's wild. Hey, you just brought up something that reminded me of yesterday, which I didn't bring up yet. And this is pretty cool, folks, okay? This is, now, I'm sure Amazon had to totally flip out when they read this. So this is about Amazon and Amazon drivers. And, bottom line is that they want more deliveries, right? So what this article is about is that the Amazon drivers, they have a few different phones, and the ones that the Amazon has on them, they connect that just to trees right next to the warehouses.
Okay.
In order to basically get more orders coming out of the warehouse. Is that a trip? You see this? I mean, this is like amazing.
That is,
so, you know, you place the devices located in a tree, located close to the station where deliveries originate. Drivers then plot and sync their own phones with the ones that in the tree and wait for the nearby auto to get picked up, man.
Hey, that's just like in the early days still in trading, right? You got the big trading houses right next to the broker.
Absolutely. The server farms. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. The servers, and they're the first people, no matter how fast it travels, if you're the closest thing, it's still got to go through wires.
That's right. That's right. And that's where those firms, those high-frequency firms, folks, and, you know, the latency of the, you know, we're talking about milliseconds, but that's all it takes is a millisecond when computers are firing off the orders versus human beings, you know. You
got it, man. Yeah. And it's probably pretty similar in that regard, right? People are just figuring out little niches to get themselves an advantage, and that's how technology works, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to jump from DraftKings though to Penn. So Penn Gaming, National Gaming, they own Barstool, right? They're the ones that came out with that big Barstool. Just the multiples, man, just crazy. This stock was down at under $4, and we're trading at $57, man. Online gambling and sports, they're going nowhere in a big way. Just huge. It's just staggering the types of returns that you could have had in some of these stocks. Now, you know, the world was potentially ending for this stock at one point. The economy's crashing. All sports were ceasing to exist. Not what you want to hear if you're that company, but I mean, it's almost a 20-bagger, man, which is insane from, you know, a period of 5 or 6 months. I know.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
You know, they go back to Amazon for a second. Here, look at this. This is going to come back and bite Amazon in a big way. What happened yesterday, folks, is that someone
I saw that one. Go ahead.
Goofed up in a monster way. And, you know, the bottom line is that they put a job listing out there, and you can see this first thing. Amazon Post then pulls job listing to probe union threats. Now, what happens, folks, is that big companies, no doubt, get plenty of folks that want to stop a union from coming in. In this particular case, though, under the description, they put to research labor organizing threats against the company and compile information that could be used to seek restraining orders against activists. It's like, whoever put that up, I suspect, is not in working for Amazon anymore. It was taken right down, folks, okay? But the bottom line is that one of these big firms evidently took pictures of it or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's quite a miscalculation, to put it lightly.
As the richest man in the world, wanting to block people from organizing, bad scene, man. Bad scene.
Totally, man.
Dow's up 240, Nasdaq's up 17, S&Ps are up 21. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. We got our man, Mr. Teddy Kegstack, coming up.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up at 236. Nasdaq is flat. S&Ps are up 18. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Teddy Kegstad, as we do each and every Wednesday at 40 past the hour. And you can reach Teddy every trading day, folks, at forex-trading-unlock.com. That's forex-trading-unlock.com. Teddy Kegstad, we get action out here, man. Not the kind of action I want, but we get action.
Yeah, we do. Well, I think we should talk about gold and the yen, because I know you like those two. How about that?
That's a beautiful thing.
Okay, well, lately, the dollar obviously has been under siege over the past week and a half and has a little bit of a bounce going on right now in the later part of the session. But the U.S. dollar yen, we've been talking about how we finally had a little divergence in the currencies where, the Europeans are trading in tandem for the most part, and the Aussie and the New Zealand in that trade zone are on their own. They're strong against the dollar. But the yen has been kind of wavering. It bottomed against or topped out against the dollar a month ago, just like gold did. And it's so funny, we were talking about this before, how gold and the U.S. dollar yen right now are almost a direct reflection of each other, just inverse, where the gold topped out and the yen is topped out, meaning the dollar's bottom. So in that case, just looking at it right now, I started to look at, I always look at the interest rates and stuff like that for directions. And I started looking at, we've been accelerating through this equity market for the S&Ps and the NASDAQ. The Nikkei hasn't made new highs. It didn't, when our stock market made new highs at the end of 2019 before all the coronavirus, the Nikkei didn't make new high. I mean, it was up on a high, but it didn't make a new high. Its high was established already before that. And it's made a consecutive lower move highs over the past few months, and now we're surging in a big way. So I was looking at how the yen is like the one currency that's kind of going sideways with the dollar. Yes. And I started looking back at the time period back in the 90s. And we're having we started talking about this divergence thing with the currencies starting to show up 2 weeks ago. And now I think you're starting to see that impact where we're having a reflection of the 90s again. I was talking to a big CBOE options trader the other day, and I'm like, how does this look to you with what's going on? I'm like, you have Facebook and Tesla where their volatility is through the roof, but then you look at something like Coca-Cola or Budweiser or IBM, and they are having market movement, but their volatility pricing is like as if it was a normal trading environment, not this volatility what we're seeing here right now. Yes. Okay, so now that means that as far as how we have obviously I'm not calling for a bubble, but we have over speculation in certain stocks for sure. But when the indexes, there's no reason why the Japanese market, I can see where it's not as strong as ours, but theirs is not inflating, and they have almost like a situation setting up. Like, remember in the 90s when the Nikkei crashed, that brought down all other equity markets, for a short period of time, but the other ones bounced. The Nikkei really still hasn't bounced out of the 90s, and they're kind of setting up a pattern for the same thing. And I'm looking at it because of the U.S. dollar yen. If the U.S. dollar is so weak, especially against a country like that, that should be trending with the other ones. Instead, it's holding firm, and the dollar is getting stronger. So I think that that's a bad indication of what's really going on in Asia, because the Japanese, whatever they call the president of Japan, whatever, he's stepped down over the past week, and now they're going to find a replacement. So now, Japanese culture is much different than the United States. When their politicians are not following through or doing what is deemed acceptable by their society, they remove themselves from office and say, hey, find someone better to do this, or I can't handle it, because of what's going on. So that gives me the inklings that we're starting to see as we move into the fall, that we're probably going to see an Asian contagion coming out. That does not mean that we're going to have a dollar bull happen on this, but you're going to have a big divergence, because if you have a sell-off in the Nikkei and a big sell-off in the yen, so that means the dollar will only be strong against one. And then also, if that's true, the Japanese economy is in jeopardy, which means we're one of the biggest consumers of their products. And with the dollar that's totally deflated, how much can they gain by selling us anything? It's a double-edged sword.
Right.
So I think that this skew, if this does start to trickle in over the next month, that's going to start to set some waves for the dollar especially, and you might start to see some strength, especially if gold starts to come off the table. I mean, think about this. All the whales that bought into gold and all the big stocks like 4 or 5 months ago, you got to think that going into the election in the third quarter, and we're also coming into futures and options expiration in September, people are going to take profits, okay? And a lot of this rally that we have going and in all this volatility is because you have a lot of inexperienced people with free money that came into their pockets. So, and I think that, especially if the PPEs run out and whatever, anyone that's made money in the past few months in the stock market is most likely going to take some of their money off the table, especially some of the whales, with these run-ups that you've had. And you can see it with the interest rates, because the way the dollar keeps getting hammered, but it doesn't really, it's just slowly breaking, and it's only with those Europeans. Remember we talked last week about the head and shoulders forming. We thought maybe there might be a short-term turn, but watch the pound. The pound broke out again to the upside, and then so did the euro and the Swiss. They followed through up until, basically yesterday into today.
Yes.
So they're edging those markets higher. But if gold continues to follow the yen, if those two currencies really start to make lower move lows against the dollar and stuff like that, I think that you're looking where these other currencies, they're kind of starting to be like a Tesla thing, or even some of these other tech run-ups like Amazon and stuff. Speculative money, the weak money, is just going into the big names because they have nowhere else to go. They don't know what to do, and that markets go out like they come in. They don't just go in one direction. So I think we're starting to see that.
You bring up a great point too, because there's no doubt when you have this kind of money being made, you can go from one structure to another. And that's what you're saying, really, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some whales that when the market tanked back in March and April, that were putting huge amounts into Tesla. Now, we're not talking about small investors. We're talking about people who they're putting $100 million positions on, which means they've made already, just in the past few months, $400 or $500 million at least off of that.
Yes.
Yes. So don't you think they would at least take their original $150 million out? So where's it going to go?
I think you're absolutely right. That what ends up happening, folks, is that when you're a large investor like that anyway, you know that those gains don't come along in 3 months. They just don't, and then they have. So you're going to take it, and then you can shift it into a currency play or something else. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, hold it. You can take that off and just start with your third again. And you don't even need the third in the currency market, right? I mean, that's yeah,
exactly. And I think that's what we're going to start to see. I'm not calling for a top in the in the euro or the pound right now. I mean, they have their own issues, especially between the EU and the UK. So there's that is going to become very political. Remember, Brexit's not over. No one talks about Brexit. Everything's coronavirus and this and this and that. But there's a December 31st deadline now. I don't know about your calendar, but my calendar says September 2nd right now, and it's Labor Day weekend coming up. You know, I mean, am I right? I mean, we've been talking about Brexit for years.
Look at
right?
You're all tanned up, man. You're all set. You're gonna have a tan right into Thanksgiving, man. I like it.
Absolutely.
I like it. Listen, man, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for the education. You have a great week, safe week, and we look forward to speaking to next Wednesday, Teddy.
You too. Take care, Tom. Take care, Tom.
Thanks, Teddy.
Get ready to sell the pound, though.
Sell the pound. I like that. Okay, 133. Okay, man. Cooking, brother.
Take care.
Thank you. Stay right there. Tommy and I come right back, folks.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 239, Nasdaq's up 26, S&Ps are up 23. Well, Tom, we might as well go see what is putting some juice into this Dow.
Green across the board. Let's see it.
So, United Health, there you go. 36 positive points, United Health. Amgen, 28. IBM, that's a new one. 24. Goldman, 23. Taken away from it. Salesforce, 57 negative. Apple, 20. That's it.
You know what's interesting? I heard something to do with Zoom. Zoom's now worth more than, I'm going to see if I can find it. It was IBM was one of them. And let's see, And AMD, another one in terms of market cap, man. All IBM had to do was focus all of their energy on people being able to video chat, and they would have been a more successful company today than they are right now.
It's amazing,
doesn't that says a lot, doesn't it? I couldn't believe it, man. But that's how quickly that technology, I mean, and it makes sense. It's a mainstay in our day-to-day life.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
There's just crazy when I hear those types of statistics, man. Zoom is now worth more than IBM.
Because you think about the amount of people that are at IBM with engineering degrees and probably some of the best degrees in the world, and
totally. Guess
what? They're stuck in a box.
Hey, that's right. They didn't get to the cloud before a lot of people did. They're behind in that race, right?
Yeah.
They got to find a niche, man, and I don't know what it is right now.
They probably should start at the high school level, because I got a feeling that this is going from a college level to like these seniors in high school that have these bright ideas, man. You better be around them, man. Do you know what I mean? Because that's where all these ideas are coming out from, you know?
The youth. A little youthful innovation. There you go.
Big time.
Totally.
Stay right there, folks. We got Think or Swim coming up next. I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave. Wait! We'll be coming back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Look at him, folks.